bullets had to zip through, maybe the window or the chassis itself, but
bro, next year
out in the open and Alex just bided his time. Quick peek, nice and easy. DRS rules, easily done there. Vitali's out and down. That's kind of DRS gameplay though, you know, you sit in the top of a house and just wait for someone. They're quite campy as a team, honestly, but I mean, it works, right? They get to have marshmallows as well, so I can't complain.
That was a cracking pre-fire on that. I really, really enjoyed that as well. He's heard those steps coming through. He's like, well, he's going to run through the door right now, so I'll just start firing before he even has the angle. Very, very well orchestrated there. I feel like in these solo scenarios, the value of nades is going to go up vastly, Blank, because you're just going to be able to completely wipe someone out instantly. Remember, there's no knocks. You can't get rezzed because you are playing solo.
Yeah, it will be one of those cases of just complete unfortunate circumstance of nade comes your way, you had no idea the player knew your position in the meantime, you're done, it's out, Federal looking for some kind of cover there, but Becker from Inco to finish the job. Federal's actually moving out back again. Those nice little Peeper Bison buffs coming through. Makes that thing absolutely deadly.
I think it was the suppressor as well on their Mythic from Alpha 7. Sees, remember, crawling past the corner. There's the pin pulled. Remember, we'll hear that. Pushes up to the wall as well. Mythic now positioned. No, remember, pops out the back into the sidelines. Opens the door, spots the ankle of Mythic, but doesn't manage to get one more bullet in that he needed. Mythic not really going to have the opportunity to heal just yet. Spots the player rotating on the outside, and Mythic's out up top. Wants to bank a nade off of the crates, but remember, not going to give him that chance from Wolf. Nade down the stairs, and it backs him off for now. The Chinese team want to keep their player alive, remember.
Oh, flashbang.
Flashbang around the edge, but Mythic stays tucked in. Wants to spot it with the DPS, doesn't manage to land that first ka-chunk, but the second is good. Remember, falls.
That's deep in the tummy as well. You're not recovering from that one. Surprised it took even just the one pump there. Probably half pump would have done it.
Was that a nade both ways between
I think it might have been.
And I didn't catch who else it was, but I think they just eliminated each other.
If it was Solke and Kelsey, then yes, because they were both rotating up on the top side of Stalber, and I don't see either of them anymore.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, you know it was. It was S2G and Fireflux coming up in the elimination feed. So that's unfortunate. Neither of them going to get the chance to move further forwards. Revo, though, with his shot to take on Kayovski from Influence Kemen. Nades going back and forwards. 3 in the pocket for Revo. Only 2 for Kayovski as he launches another one over towards the tree. Will do a lot of damage there, but Revo stays alive for the moment.
Revo been absolutely killer over on Alpha 7. There it is. Unfortunately, Kayovski's just got his numbers. Had a ton of grenades still left in the pocket. Kept sending them through. The job was done pretty easily off the back of that. IHC, there were a couple of players over on that western side, but as the circle shifts hard down towards that west. So on the coastal side, a lot of areas to be played. The yellows down on that west side as well. Very shareable spots here in the solos.
38 players remaining now as Rig did fall on the Sosnovka military base, the last remaining player of T2K who won out that scrap on the south. Will no longer have a member in action. They can turn their focus to the main tournament and watch the rest of this lovely show match.
Silas thinks to himself to maybe try and pick off some more players. Nova's still running, I think, with 3 at this point in time, with Order being the only one to fall so far. 4 AM with 2 players up towards shooting range, and that box compound, that's MW. One more. Influence Kemen, Kayovski, Little Boy took out Law earlier, so 2 players still going from Influence Kemen. Very strong couple of set of players there.
Action from Stalwart. Very powerful himself. Little Boy there. Close to one of the geeks.
भाई ये सब टीम्स को लेकर ना झाड़
know of each other's presence here.
Indonesia घूम रहे हैं, दुबई जा रहे हैं, इधर जा रहे हैं.
Wants to put a nade over. 5 nades as well. I feel like the players have kind of sensed the value of these nades go up in this solo setup.
Yeah, it's the 1-2 punch, right? I mean, this is the method getting instantly defined as we go on. This is more of a case of getting those nades. It comes later on in the game, you're able to get those bits of equipment much easier as you're able to journey through.
Oh.
Shotgun, though, from Action. Will take down Mythic. Stepped into the wrong building, buddy.
Shotguns both ways on that engagement. Mythic not given the space, not given that breathing room. Rules on the buggy now. Pushes the players from Alter Ego back, or the player, singular. Yuhai close to King. King spots him first, gets the drop on him, but Yuhai ducks back behind the cover, steps up for a challenge, but King finishes it off.
King from Nova. We used to call this guy the King Cobra because he was one of the ultimate snakes from Nova, able to do some really good work towards that end game to pick themselves up some additional points towards that top 15, so it was very, very nice for them. It's cool to see him still hanging around with the boys, doing good work here over in the solos. I mean, it's such a big organization at this point in time for Nova. I think it's over $6 million currently earned in prize winnings. They can just afford to keep these players on and grab all the coaches and analysts they need to maybe show up some of those mistakes.
It's a high value on infrastructure moving into the future of PUBG Mobile esports. Definitely worth investing in, and the value of that will be shown. Alter Ego finding another elimination. Over onto one more of the geeks. Ponbit moving through as well, northeast side of the next circle, as things start to get a little bit more tight and packed on that west coast.
A lot of players being grouped up together here. I said we see that splashy yellow be taken somewhere else, but on our map feed, still on King. Refuses to go down without a fight. Little boy, Svan, so Paraboy, Scry, still quite far outside of the circle. Razy, in fact, up towards the north side of Rozok, so a long way for this guy to go. Good Xiao from 4am, still making his way down from North. Was one of a player from 4am. But right now, we could quite easily say that Buradam, my name P, got a good spot. This guy really did put some good work in over in the group stage. He made it look good. I think a lot of people focus on Kengzo, but you cannot forget about this guy.
Silas getting shots popped off his way. And trades on these hillsides. I mean, you can't really trade. It's going to be few and far between. If you can isolate one of those angles like Jimmy's managed to find over towards one of the 4am players. WWX laid broad, actually steps in front of the tree, ducks back behind. I think he spotted Jimmy there. Rules, sees up the hill, lays down a player. Not going to be able to find that elimination yet, though.
Jimmy just hiding away. Ravenclaw really good with these off angles. Unfortunately, he is sandwiched between Jimmy as well as MW from 4am. My name P.
God लॉबड़े में चुते गेम परसेंट ही रहेगा तब तो इंडिकेशन आएगा वैसा अरे कांड का है ना God बस that's
noise.
Beautiful over the top of the hill, but Micah stays alive with it. The UMP manages to find the shots it was looking for, managed to land center of mass there. A low HP there, but it's healed it up very, very quickly, and a resupply on the crate.
Really good stuff there from Micah. From very, very far to the team over on Geek Fam, a new addition for them. It's kind of that little bit of extra oomph that they needed on the team alongside with him and Yuhai. Made something very special out of Geek Fam from Malaysia. Looking to go a little bit further here in the PMGC. Obviously, this is just a show match, though. $3,000 still. Nice hefty chunk of cash going your way.
That's something I hadn't really thought about. Picked up there, I believe, was a Car 98 from Micah. Very, very powerful are these snipers. One shot and you're down and you're out. It's not even just those headshots that are going to get a knock, take some supplies away from the enemy team. That's just the full elimination right there, one and done. You did say that. And it looks like maybe what they were talking about over on the analyst desk is coming through. I feel like we're seeing more of the IGLs start to step up in this scenario. I mean, we still got players like Paraboy coming on through, but Jimmy in a phenomenal position on the north side of this and got so much control over this west coast.
Yeah, Jimmy's totally good to go at this point in time. He's in a strong spot. A lot of area to control for himself. He's looking up towards that northeastern side. He can cut off a lot of rotations as they come down. It's going to be difficult for Good Xiao to actually even try and take any pick-off shots at him without alerting the presence towards Action, Delta, My Name P, Ravenclaw. So Jimmy's in a really good spot at the moment. Fortunately, he is on that edge side of the circle. That is going to make life a lot harder later on.
Uh-oh, Delta cut down in his prime as My Name P steps out from the top rope. Nicely found there, Demo from IHC into the shack on the north side of the next circle, sailing straight on past. It's WWX from 4 Angry Men. Trying to find some cover, looking for a safe place. Unfortunately, not too many of them exist anymore. Jimmy spots his teammate, good shout, and will be able to take that one down. WWX also felled by Ravenclaw.
It's me. It's all starting to pop off just a little bit now. 16 players left remaining. Schweppes moves up. Alter Ego still has a player in this one. Fnatic moved all the way down from Sosnovka military base, so this has been one hell of a run for him. To get up towards this side, Schweppes down. That's DRS on the side, Rules there. Takes a cheeky shot towards him, and now Fnatic knows that there's players in the mix. Just had to send the vehicle in.
I don't think he knows that that player specifically went down. I mean, he probably heard the nade go off, so potentially is aware of that and takes the opportunity to get on into the vehicle. Send a lot further central over the bubbles near the swamp. And Fnatic playing this ridgeline. Demo is there as well, a little bit further north. The central compound now starting to pack itself out, starting to fill up those locations. We'll get more and more hotly contested over time. Killer sprays over towards Demo, has to go for the reload and spots him again. This time he tags it, has to leave the vehicle, has to leave the compound as well for Killer. Falls out the back.
Demo not in a great spot anymore, honestly. It's hard for him to get any kind of room to play with. Locked down 100%. Next circle about to pop on our screens. Heads up towards Jimmy. This is great. A great opportunity for him, actually. Opens up a real shot for him in this game. Stoned equally on a bit of high ground down towards that southwest side. It's just close enough for him to start to think about heading over towards Action. It's going to be very difficult for Action to hold the entirety of that compound all by lonesome.
Killer's smokes keeping him safe from Jimmy right now. You've got to wonder how long that's going to last, and even if you do survive that, are you going to get away from the M249 Demos currently lugging around the battlefield? Catch a little bit further north on this as well, and a lot of open ground for these players to cover. Will be difficult. 14 remain.
Solus just keeping it relaxed, calm, down towards that south side. Heads to the vehicle now, might move up towards this loot crate. This gives a real good bit of a defilade to play behind. Stone might see him though. Opts instead to actually just send straight past. So this is up towards My Name P and Ravenclaw with S2G themselves. Rules really take the DRS gameplay to the maximum, actually.
Ooh.
Keeps it nice and steady out on that outer edge.
Catch rolls forwards to the burnt out pickup. The truck providing a little bit of cover. Kayovsky actually spots the shots over towards the northeast side as well. Influence coming with their player on the east edge. Jimmy will have to move a little bit further south though. Doesn't want to give up control over Ketch's position. And you can see Ketch dropping out that smoke line to give him time to get up to speed, make it harder for Jimmy to land those sprays.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to struggle just a little bit to find Ketch, but Ketch knows he needs to move. Fully stims up, sends out now. Moving across the battlefield, stops just a little bit short. Respect that from him. Doesn't want to go too far, just get that vehicle in. If he can maintain that cover a little bit longer, means he has that vehicle for the late game.
Spotted on the sidelines. Rules nearly takes down Fnatic, but it's only half HP. Kayovsky, in the meantime, can descend the hillside and take the challenge himself. DBS is in hands for both of these players, and a mid-range engagement sees that those bullets not doing too much, but finally, the final chunk lands, and Rules, the points taken away.
Unfortunate there for Alter Ego, but they get fairly far into this lobby. 12th place. Not too shabby at all. Kayovsky, though, just too good with it. There with the DBS at long range. Again, Silas, My Name P, Ravenclaw, all just holding in this singular spot over on this side of the compound. Much more difficult, as we said earlier, to hold down towards where Action's currently playing, as there's so many points of ingress, so many places where you can start to attack that kind of compound. These areas, much more simple just to hold on to, keep players off the back of them.
Ketch makes the push ahead of Jimmy on the northern side. Gets through the coastline, but the vehicle will be taking pretty hefty damage right now. Stoned on that southwest side that you were talking about, Blank, being a powerful position, now has contest from Ketch.
Yeah, Ketch moves right up towards him. I think that for Stoned, he has all the information he needs. Does need to move up towards our eastern side, so now taking down Ketch becomes pretty high priority on the list of things for him. Sends a nade, but it's very wide here. But I think he's just going to blanket this hillside in there.
Would be wise. Just get that ordnance down range. Ketch tagged up now, so location a little bit more zeroed in on. Stoned doesn't need to utilize this final nade yet. He just needs to suppress this ridgeline, but Ketch has 4 to play with, and Stoned is in danger here. A little bit too far to the right to go for the full knock, but will do damage. 16 seconds remaining before the zone closes, and Stoned is right on the back of it. Will need to shift forwards, as will Jimmy on the northern side. Another nade from Ketch down the hill, and doesn't spot Stoned moving out wide, which means that he can probably deduce he's staying nice and tight to the blue. Rules. Shots over towards Kajovski on the eastern side in the meantime.
7 smokes there for Stone, though, so could make his way out of this position, or just at least smokes Ketch off. That's a really smart play, actually. I like this one. Still having the vehicle in the back pocket. This is excellent work. Limits that sight line coming through from Ketch. Moves out the vehicle, tries to get a sneaky spot onto him, but it's even other players that are taking shots forced out this way by Stone. It might just be his doom.
Spraying and praying here for King. Not going to be able to tag it. Ketch into the buildings now and into the compound. Stoned moves up on the western edge, but will have to move over that ridge in the meantime. 1 minute and 50 seconds before the zone's fully down, but Action now has a challenge. Will not be able to stand up to it, and Ketch has been rolling.